This is Julien, and I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in front of a house that you probably recognize from the TV show Breaking Bad. This is Walter White's house, an amazing show if you haven't checked it out. And what I want to talk about today is actually a quote from this show here. Okay, so I remember at the time, this is like a couple years ago, I was just traveling, like I think it was my first, maybe second world tour, just traveling like crazy, working like crazy, and that's all I did. Like I was just living in nonstop work. With the philosophy like sacrifice for the greater good. Like my only goal is just building my brand and going all out. And there's a quote from this show where he tells his business partner, he's like, "I'm not in the money-making business, I'm in the empire business." And I remember hearing that, and it just really resonated with me. I'm like, yes, build an empire, legacy, that's all that matters, et cetera, et cetera. And although this can be good for a temporary period of time, just to really go all out, it's not something that you want to do, let's say for your entire life. It's not sustainable. And ideally, it's something you kind of want to move away from, as tempting as it sounds, as catchy as it sounds. And that's what I want to expand upon with you here today. So I remember when I first started out in the dating industry, okay, this is a few years ago when I launched my brand for the first time, I pretty much just, went all out, and it was like a huge fucking bang, okay? There was tons of hype around what I was saying, what I was doing. I was putting out content no one had ever put out before. I was putting out videos and doing things no one had ever done before. And everyone was like, oh my God, it was like the new shit, if you will. And there was a lot of excitement. Everyone was talking about me. And one thing I told myself as soon as I started is, no matter what, I'm gonna hang on to this at all costs. Okay? I'm gonna hang on to this hype. I'm gonna hang on to this momentum. I'm not going to slack off. Okay, because this here is one of the big reasons people don't truly make it is they start off well, and when you're new, it's, new is exciting. You do start off well, you do okay, and it's very easy to just start slacking off. It's like you reach that first little mile of success and you're like, you know what? I'm pretty much good now and I can relax. There's less leverage for you to hustle because you're not coming from nothing. In the beginning, it's like you want to prove that you're the shit, and once you're kind of there, it's a lot harder to just keep wanting to prove that. And I mean, throughout the years, I'd seen tons of guys kind of do well and then just slack off. And once you lose it, not only do you lose the hype, people are like, whatever, it's a lot harder to get it back. You also just lose in terms of your work ethic, that willpower and that drive. It's like when you start, you're just launched, and then you stop, you're back to ground zero, and starting it again later, it sometimes can be just close to impossible. So in the beginning, I'm like, you know what? All out, no matter what. And I really hustled. Like that's what I was living and breathing for. It's like building my brand, building my business. And I would sacrifice everything for that. It was, I developed a certain ego around it where it's like for the greater good, and no matter what it was, I would just like go all out. I sacrificed my health, over the past few years. I knew I was sacrificing my health, but I'm like, you know what? A temporary sacrifice, all out for the business. I can always get back in shape later, and I'm doing that now. But if you look at some of my videos throughout the years, you'll see me slowly kind of go downhill with my health. Personal relationships, in the beginning, I would date girls. I'd have like a lot of friends, but slowly but surely, it's like started diminishing. It's like I'd still see girls, but it maybe wasn't as serious, or even the serious ones. After a while, it was just like it was just me work. I couldn't even be that emotionally available for them. Even friendships, it pretty much just slowly, became just the people I worked with, and that was my life, And I didn't mind at the time. I was loving it. I was like, you know what? All out. This is how it's done. People who take the time to relax and just enjoy things like friends and taking a break. That's for slackers. It's not true success. And that was me. Now what happened is similar to, again, in Breaking Bad, where he's like, you know what? If you watch the show, it's like him in the empire business. He's also in that mode there, which is like more. And you'll rarely see him like just relax and enjoy what he's actually accomplished. And what'll happen is you get so stuck up in this, you get so caught up in it basically, that you forget what it even feels like to actually relax and enjoy a certain moment. And that's what happened to me. I was just fully like, get to the future, let's do this, what's the next thing? And you have like this anxiety just start to build up basically. It's like nonstop. I was always like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Like that was my life. I'd travel, I'd be like, okay, next venue. Okay, now we shoot this video. Now we do this. Okay, what's next? I'll catch this flight. Okay, the hotel. And I would just operate off adrenaline hits. Okay, that was in terms of the circumstances of my job. But even say, checking my cell phone. I'm like, okay, the flight. Oh, now there's this comment. Oh my God, read the comments. Oh my God, the videos and this and this. It's like adrenaline hits, and I got hooked on that. Like that's where I got a lot of my energy. People are like, oh, how are you like so energized? Off the fucking adrenaline. I operate off that, and you learn to love it, even though it's not healthy. Okay, because guess what? You have that little surge. Holy shit! Like I can give an awesome seminar. Like I remember one of my best seminars. I'll put a little link here at the bottom. It was a dating seminar, and I remember I showed up and the room was way too fucking small, and I had to like run around and orchestrate to get a bigger room, call in with headquarters to book it, transfer the funds and everything, and it was like pretty much 40 minutes late when we started. So I jump up on stage and I'm like, oh my God, massive adrenaline hit, and you'll just see me in that video like excited, on point, like just massive energy because I'm like riding that wave there. But what tended to happen with time is I just couldn't relax. That stress, basically started affecting my sleep, where I had massive insomnia. Like that was my biggest fear. Massive insomnia. That low sleep would transition into, I'd say, a general blurriness of things. Blurriness of events. Like days would just start being just blurry, kind of meshed together. It was very hard for me to just focus kind of on the task at hand. It was this, and then this was happening, and this, and I had to coordinate with this person, and it was just very overwhelming. And you just kind of like you lose that sharpness, that edge, if you will. I would also notice it whenever I would engage in a certain task, like say, let's just say even some procrastination or some bullshit like checking a video on YouTube or like reading some article or surfing the web. You plan to do it just like for a few minutes, and what would happen, because it's so blurry, I'm like, I'd kind of get lost in that and waste tons of time. Even when I actually saw this scene, the Empire business, I actually resonated so much with it. I'm like, hell yeah, he understands it. And I was so sleep deprived. This was in Montreal, Canada, that I remember clearly spending a good 20 to 30 minutes just watching like that little 30-second clip on repeat and be like, yeah, like lying in bed, like, yeah, that's what it's all about. Greater good, sacrifices. And and basically my life was just really turning to shit. It was like unhealthy, couldn't relax, couldn't sleep, just massive stress and anxiety. It was bad and not sustainable in the long term. Okay, and I realized that. And I basically made a commitment to snap the fuck out of it. And I really think that commitment there was probably the hardest part, because once you're in that, let's just say, state of mind of just being addicted to just work, you have such a big fear of losing it that you think that if you slow down, it's just gone. And it's so scary to be like, okay, I'm gonna commit to slowing down. I remember even in the beginning, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go see a movie just to relax. Like just get my mind off things. And the whole time during the movie, I'm like, this is a waste of time. I could be working right now. And you just get very, very negative, and that's what I know is like the buildup of negativity. It's like guys will find out about, say, higher consciousness and lower consciousness. And what'll happen is they get paranoid. They're like, I must always be in higher consciousness. And as soon as they're in lower consciousness, they're pissed. Guys will find that about, say, being present to the moment, and they're always trying to be fully present, and it's like this forceful, like just very stressful vibe. So I made a commitment to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna snap out of it. And step one was setting personal boundaries and basically structuring my days very logically. Okay, instead of just getting caught up in work, I'm like, I'll slow it down, and I'm gonna basically beforehand, and this is key, you have to do it beforehand, set up a time where I'm gonna work and a time where I am gonna relax no matter what. And I would do this daily, like a certain period of time during the day where I'm just gonna do nothing. I'm gonna disconnect from all electronics, and that's huge, because you get those adrenaline spikes from just checking your phone. It's like, oh, Twitter notification, oh, a text, and every time it's like this, it builds up. It's like, it's not gonna do much on the first text, but it will build up over time. So it's like, turn it all off, turn off the internet, and just like try to decompress, okay? Huge. And actually just start enjoying the fucking moment. And I started doing this, started getting into meditation again. I'm always on and off with meditation, so I just fully committed. And this is about like a year and a half ago, okay? And just fully committed to the meditation, fully committed to just finding ways to get rid of that stress. And if you want to build on that too, there's actually 4 ways people tend to deal with stress. The first one is they run from it. Okay, and you probably heard this, wherever you go, there you are. You can try to run from it, go to different circumstances. It's going to follow you. People try to repress it, where you just ignore it. And I definitely did a lot of that. People medicate it. That's a third way, where you can drink, smoke, do drugs, eat food. And just looking over the years, I definitely medicated with food a little bit, quite some food. And the fourth way, and this is the way you really have to, tune into, is just releasing that fucking stress. And you do that by just, again, relaxing and just letting it go and enjoying the moment, meditating, focusing on your breath, just doing something that disconnects you from that hamster wheel of life, okay? And really commit to it. Actually, my friend who helps me with a lot of marketing mentioned it to me that 1.5 years ago. We were in Miami. It was right after launching a huge product, and I'm just like, what's the next thing? He's like, dude, enjoy it. It's like, slow down, enjoy the moment. This is not some just race where you're just continuing just taking next step. It's like if you go on a hike. Like, I love to hike. It's like you go on a hike, you do have to take time along the way to just actually enjoy what you're doing, enjoy where you are. It's not like, okay, am I getting to the top? Because guess what? Once you reach to the top, if you're in that headspace there's always another top and another top, another peak, if you will, and it's just a non-stop just rat race, okay? Now, be careful as well, because this will happen. You'll hear this, like if you're caught up right now in this work, like empire business, I'm gonna work, and you slow down, don't go the opposite direction of just having no ambition at all. It's like you're not gonna stop along the trail and just stop forever, but try to balance it out, okay? That's the key right there. It's like you walk a bit up the trail, slow it down, enjoy it, okay? And build also like the skill of just easily transitioning between the two. And that's some leverage too. It's like if you're scared of losing that momentum, no matter how well you do hustling and building or your business or your brand or whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're always gonna have that anxiety and that paranoia of losing it, because you know that if you lose it, you haven't proven it to yourself yet, you can build back up to it. So you can't even balance the two, so it's like constantly paranoid. So that's a skill set. It's like hustle, relax, and that's how you should live your life, or at least in my opinion, that's what I strive to do. And you'll realize too that you will accomplish a lot more, you'll feel a lot more at ease, and it'll just naturally flow out instead of just stress. So keep this all in mind moving forward, okay? Don't get caught up into this little pattern of always trying to get to the future, and just get hooked on adrenaline spikes. Take time to actually enjoy the journey, okay? It's a mix of the two, balance it out in a healthy way, and as always, until next time.